Good morning, good afternoon, good night. BrightSon Day Pierre. Today I want to talk about why identity is so vague, or why identity is so complicated. Like, why I don't believe in this so much in the whole like myself type thing, right? Okay, I'll get into it. I believe that yourself and your identity, it's made of the things that have been / that you decide to make you, and those things are the repetitive things that you do and say, maybe / feel, that go with the values and qualities and philosophies that you believe and that you kind of pour into, right? And that the best of you are the best of qualities, actions, and mindsets and habits and reasonings and feelings or whatnot that give you the best results in life, in your experience, in your world. And I think people hold themselves back because they get caught up on things that they're like, this is me, when you are a sculpture that's constantly being chipped away, as long as you do it though. Because you can keep something to say, oh, this is you. And then it's like, well, what is that? How much is that serving you objectively? And what scenarios too? Because mattering what it is, it doesn't, like, you can decide that and be cool with that. And at the same time, with awareness, with future sight, with maybe some knowledge and learning, you can see what things are actually more in the long run, and more when it comes to success and growth, actually supporting that, to where as a human you are progressing and you are actually living and learning and living with the intent and consciousness that if you do have that in life, you experience life a whole different way from somebody who is experiencing life and they're not being intentional, they're not being aware, they're not seeking growth. They're not like, oh, I need to learn, and there's more to learn and I'm ignorant to things. There's a difference between how these people live. And if you're too caught up on self, that can make or break that, because you can be attached and holding on and identify yourself with things that you don't have to still identify yourself with, or you think that you must, or you think that you can't like live without. And that can be damaging. And there's parts that are like, okay, for example, if you're like, I am and this is kind of vague, but let's say if you're like, no, like helping people, that is me. That's like part of me that I will never remove, I will never let go of, I will never stop. Then there's, okay, what does it mean to help people? What does that mean for the world? What does that mean for you? What does that look like? How does that work? How does that, input give the output, right? And okay, you helping people, being a person that is able to or willing to, gives a positive input to where you show people that you care about them and you're selfless. There's generosity. You're able to, there's maybe some sort of empathy and sympathy within there. These good things that, like, okay, here goes this one example of something that I think would be less arguable to remove, or, oh, why do you identify yourself with that, right? But there's also a point within that to where it's like, you got to also keep that within the point to where you're not diminishing yourself too much. Because let's say if you're like, oh, I'm a person that helps people. Cool. And let's say you help people to a point where now you're pouring out of an empty cup, and you're still like, no, but like, I help people though. I want to help people as me. Then you can get so even caught up within that now it's damaging you, instead of it simply being kept as something that was best serving you and best something that could function and coexist with your life and how it affects others. And when it comes to identity, giving that audit from time to time of what are these things that you do, because you are repetitively what you do. That's the reason why a bad person is a person that repetitively does bad things. Of course, bad is subjective, but there's some sort of marker or there's something going on for someone to even be called a good person or a bad person. But that all goes in line with you doing things enough for that to be the case, along with what values and mindsets and things that fall behind that for you to do that in the first place, or change that or do more. So hope this like opens up some minds and adds some clarity or awareness of that, because yeah, I think identity, this whole self thing that people can get caught up with, all for their ego and pride and ignorance and whatnot, can really be damaging and stunt your growth. So yeah, think about that. Let me know what you think. Have a good day, good afternoon, and good night. Dave here, BrightSon. Out. Bye.